Is it sun bright or out on my core? This is the moment you're meant to know.
Well, hello there, sunflowers, and how are you guys today? Well, I'm here to talk about Taylor Swift. Now, I know we're a bit late to the game. However, I'm surprised. I really am surprised. We sadly have some sad news to hear that Taylor Swift's dad, whose name is Scott Swift. Yep, Scott Swift. Two S's. Scott Swift at the age of 73 had a quintuple bypass. Was it a bypass? No. Yeah, a quintuple bypass surgery just over a month ago and is on the road to recovery. However, he had to have heart surgery. There is great news, though, hearing that it was apparently a preventative measure, and there was some severe blockage, but it wasn't enough to cause a heart attack, apparently. So that's great to hear that they definitely got to it before it could cause some serious damage. And he is doing well. He's on the road to recovery. Congratulations to him on that. Yes, yes. Especially at the age of 70. Jesus. So, that's a lot to go through at his age. So because of that, it finally gives us answers. I honestly thought, because we all know Taylor Swift has been MIA. I actually looked up the last time I did a reading on Taylor Swift was a month ago, saying where is Taylor Swift, and had the thumbnail saying gone. I was going to call her Gone Girl, but apparently that was the wrong analogy. But apparently I must have been touching something on the nose there, because there definitely was some tragedy that was going on behind the closed doors that she had to keep a brave face on outside. So because of that, we didn't get to see Taylor Swift during these times. And then there was some breakup rumors, which now looking back at it, it wasn't looking good for breakup rumors, because she wasn't seen with Travis Kelce. Like they said, months, 2-3 months, maybe almost a good majority of 2025, she has been MIA. I thought it was because she got booed and she was tied to Blake Lively's case and was being called a mean girl too, just by guilty by association. I thought those were all the reasons why Taylor Swift said, you know what, I'm going to just take a media break. And then we had the Diddy case. So everybody was overtaken by Diddy over the summer. So she was definitely able to slide underneath the radar where none of us was able to see. And she was just like, this is perfect. This is the best distraction for me to handle this situation. So because of that, she got to have some privacy, some recuperation. And now I won't say she's being spotted back, but she has been seen with Travis Kelce. So much so, I think I did a reading on him and his brother. And if not Travis, then I definitely did it on Jason. So because of that, I know that's where Taylor Swift has gone. That her boyfriend's brother was a topic of discussion. Not that he isn't. The Kelce brothers are definitely famous in their own right now. So because of that, I'm just going to do a reading on Taylor Swift to see how she is feeling now that we finally know why she has been gone. We haven't seen her. Travis Kelce, you got our girl. You got America's sweetheart. You got her back like that. That's what we're looking for in a relationship. Taylor, definitely keep this one. So with that being said, let me shuffle the cards to see how Taylor Swift is doing now that her father has recovered. And now that is she ready to come back to the media? How is she going to gracefully bring herself back to the media? I don't think during a time like that she could work on music, honestly. And this also happened right after she had just gotten off her year-long tour of Eris, the most successful tour. So because of that, Taylor Swift had a lot going on. And just when she finally thought she could get a breather, she had to deal with her father's health conditions, which none of us can always plan for that. So because of that, It's just been one thing for another with Taylor Swift. All that, and she's trying to get a relationship going. So that, like I said, Travis Kelce, keep up the good work. That's all I got. Keep up the good work. It's looking good, at least from the outside perspective. So, Taylor, how you doing? What's going on with just your life, period? Feeling happy, feeling sad, feeling recuperated, feeling in love, feeling creative. Ooh, We have the Son of Swords or the Knight of Swords. Okay, I like that. Very interesting. In this case, it is dashing in a particular direction. So I feel as though, let's see what the Knight of Swords is dashing towards. Of course, sadly, in this direction, it just happens to be pointing towards the past, which is the Eight of Cups. Let's see what's in the future that's behind the Knight of Swords. Okay. Well, the Four of Wands. Okay, I like that. Let's see what's above. The Star. Okay, and let's see what's below. The Two of Cups. I love that. I love that. So, what do I see here? First, with the Knight of Swords, it usually symbolizes a person, Taylor Swift, in this particular moment, somebody that is not being retroactive. There we go. Why do I say retroactive? Because in this particular case, the knight is dashing to the past when the knight should be dashing to the forward. The past is only going to hold you back. And what's in her past is the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups symbolizes you thought you lost something, but you were able to move on. And even though she has moved on, we still see that she is looking back. So that's why I said she is retroactive instead of being proactive or progressive. So in the sense of, instead of being, because why do I say that? The Knight of Swords is the fastest moving knight of the deck. And because of that, usually it is a person who acts recklessly, carelessly, has an agenda and is moving quick with it, and nobody's going to get in the way. However, because it's in the way I'm seeing it, facing in the wrong direction, it just happens to be where it happened to place. I'm seeing her as somebody who isn't, especially because we know that she hasn't been reckless and careless with her decisions. She has been everything but that. She has been careful. She has been strategic. She actually took a sabbatical rest and wasn't moving, actually. She, instead of moving away from something, she moved towards something. So that's what I'm getting. Instead of running from her problems, maybe she was addressing her problems, having to go back. Because the Eight of Swords, not the Eight of Swords, but the Eight of Cups, looking at the past, just seeing in her life in general. There was some loss in her past. Whole lot. Like I said, Taylor Swift was dealing with a lot. And then that was just I don't want to say the icing on the cake, but you guys know what I mean. The cherry on top. That was the last thing, the straw that broke the camel's back, that she needed to say, I'm taking a break. This is too much for me. This is too much to handle. I got to keep up my persona. I got to keep up my public image. Let me go and cry behind closed doors. Basically, kind of energy. Like, like they say, never let them see you sweat. Never let them know that you are struggling. Keep up that beauty. Keep up that grace. Keep up that demure. And she was very demure with it as she was going through a lot. As she was going through a lot, and I know she must have been energetically tired just coming off of that tour. I don't want to say in a dramatic sense, but instead of crashing out in the wrong way, she was able to hone in on those feelings and not allow them to control and rule over her, and have her act out in ways that would have been uncharacteristic of herself, would have been not America's sweetheart, would have not been the Taylor Swift we all know and love. So because of that, she has a certain image that she has to hold up gracefully and elegantly, and she did so beautifully and craftfully and tactfully as well. All of that, chef's kiss, Taylor Swift. Queen, your crown is looking good, honestly, in my opinion. So because of that, I see that even though she felt as though that time and period of her life, she's still carrying that hurt with her in this present moment. She hasn't fully let it go. She knows that she hasn't lost anything, but she feels as though she has lost something. Maybe that joy, maybe the reality that hit her that she could have lost her dad, all those different things, her relationship with Travis, he was there and he was able to soothe and comfort her. So when she was feeling lost and in the, I don't want to say lost, but feeling down in the dumps, she had a shoulder to cry and lean and talk to, somebody that was able to support her and soothe her needs. That's exactly what we see here down at the very bottom, at the very foundation, the grounding of their support then and now and in the future, which is the Two of Cups, which symbolizes a coming together emotionally, a couple. That's Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, but we already know that they've been in a relationship. So in this sense, it would represent a healing that is going on. Travis Kelce was there to help Taylor Swift heal during this process. Maybe he was divinely timed to be in her life at this point. So when this happened with her, she wouldn't be a single Pringle out there having to be a strong alpha female, having to cry on her own shoulder and pat her own self on the back. She actually had somebody else there to do it for her and recognize that she is a star in all of this sense, that she is a star in her family's life, that she's a star in Travis's life, that she's a star in our life, but most importantly, she's the star of her own life. So because of that, keep your high hopes up. Okay, I don't know why. I'm just seeing what's going on with Taylor Swift, and this turned into a motivational speech of pick yourself back up. Queen, princess, king, prince, you name it. Does anybody that this any message that feels for somebody that is feeling this sense of feeling like they've lost something, or as if something is holding them back, or they are trying to move forward but there's still a little bit of void inside, but then they have a great emotional support team, or maybe they just have that one person that they can lean and talk to, that person that helps soothe those thoughts. And because she's a celebrity, because she's on a pedestal, because she has to have this type of image, like I said, she's graceful, she's demure, she's got to keep that up. She can't be seen looking ragged and broke down, metaphorically. So because of that, he was able to be there to help her, be like, I get it, you're on a pedestal, but guess what, baby, I got you. You're able to be yourself and don't have to be that projected image of Taylor Swift, the star. You could be Taylor Swift, the woman, the girlfriend, the daughter. So that's exactly what Travis Kelce was trying to help her adjust to. And that's also something she must be going through in her current life and period, is just trying to find a balance of who she is, who she is outside of the persona of Taylor Swift, because she has she has gained a career off of talking about relationships, and now it's getting to the point of, when are you going to commit to a relationship? Like we love, but we want the love to last. And it seems like she has finally found that loving relationship that's gonna last. And I see here in their future, which she doesn't seem to be too focused on, but not in the wrong way, because she's too busy looking at the loss, too busy looking at the hurt. And you know what? That's okay. Still process, still grieve. But just know that somebody's got your back. The Four of Wands. Travis Kelce is holding your hand, celebrating, cheering you on. He's just like, you've done it, girl. You've gone through it. I was there for you. I was there with you. You didn't have to go through this alone. I'm so glad you didn't have to go through this alone. I'm so glad that I could be there for you as a friend, as a human, as a man. So all those things, you're just like, I'm just glad that I could be that anchoring support that I get to share in on your life at these vulnerable moments of these times. And instead of drawing us, separating us, it actually draws us together much more closer, and the relationship and the bond is growing even more to where it could seem like there could be a marriage and a baby carriage. I'm joking about the baby carriage, but it definitely seems like there could be longevity with this one. But I wasn't reading about her relationship. I was just reading about what's going on with Taylor Swift now that she has slightly peeked her head, like a whack-a-mole or a mole. not to wax. Sorry, Taylor, you've been whacked enough energetically. But a mole, you know how the mole pops its head out and then ducks back in? That's kind of Taylor Swift at this moment. So let's just shuffle the cards to see what the Oracle has to say about Taylor Swift at this present moment, energetically wise. It seems as though she is currently healing, and she is healing through the help of those that love her, Travis and others. And she is definitely working on being more hopeful, being more positive, being more optimistic. Sorry, guys. Being more optimistic, because the star usually represents hoping on a star. And when you hope on a star and you're trying to have hope in a situation, it's because the situation is looking a little beaked and you're trying to like hope for a miracle. But when you like wish upon the star, you're also looking at the star and the potential and just like, hey, this star symbolizes that I too can have the potential in anything I want as long as I truly desire it. And that seems like the energy that I'm picking up with Taylor Swift is, if I want to have a happier, optimistic perspective at this very moment, I have to work harder on having a better maybe self-image or self perspective, because the star, like I said, is a light, and our sun is a star. And if you think about it, we are sun signs. So for sun signs, we're star signs, and for star signs, then we embody the energy of the star. And because that is on the crown, that seems what's to be on Taylor Swift's mind the most, herself. Not in a selfish way, but trying to get to know herself, figure herself out. It's so much getting to recollect herself, being a little bit more optimistic. It's been one dart after the other. And honestly, Taylor Swift, I would be trying to have some hope too. Like, is there going to be brighter days? Is it going to get better from here? When is it going to go up? Is this the bottom of the barrel, or am I just going to keep falling? Like, that's where Taylor Swift is going. She's like, what's next? That's how she's feeling. She's like, what's next? Is how she's feeling. She's just like, bring it. What's next? She's just like, please just tell me what's next. And Travis is trying to help her, soothe her, calm her anxieties of like, babe, listen, don't worry about that. Don't stress too hard about that. Just look on the brighter side. Stay optimistic. There's so much to look forward to and so much to be done. Don't let this like crush your light. So, there's just so many things that are I don't want to say stunting Taylor Swift, but could be weighing her down. So that being said, let's see what's on this Oracle card. Her light isn't shining bright. That's definitely for sure. And that's why she had put herself in a, I don't want to say a timeout, but that's the best thing that's coming to mind. And what we see here is a dog. Okay. Oh, dog fight, not a cat fight, but no, what do we see here for a dog? Well, we see somebody that is trusted, loyal, friend, and a protector, and is a guide. That could be, like I was saying this entire time, Travis Kelce. That's just who I'm picking up on this energy, especially when the Two of Cups came out. But just reading on her life overall, she has so much going on that there are other dogs, other loyal people in her life, other support teams and support systems that are there for her. She is definitely not alone. And even though the star definitely shows it right here, that even though she's shining the brightest, you see all those other stars in the background. Those are her loyal dogs. Those are her loyal companions. Those are the people that are going to be there for her through thick and thin, and that they are going to fight for her, and they're not going to allow her to get depressed or get down or get worried. They're just like, hey, remember your beauty, remember your worth, no matter what goes on in life, no matter how stressed you're trying to get, no matter how much pressure you're trying to put on yourself. Don't allow that to dim your light, as I said earlier. So those are two things that I have picked up on Taylor Swift. So that just seems to be just a overall energetic reading on what's going on with Taylor Swift. It definitely seems like she is fighting. I don't want to sound so grim, but it definitely does seem like trying to remain hopeful and positive during this time. And through that, she is gaining the support, words of encouragement, reinforcement, all that good, loving energy that we need. And she has that supporting her around during this time through everything, as I may add. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this quick reading, energetic check-in, honestly, on Taylor Swift, now that we see where she has been and what she has been doing. So if with that being said, please leave your comments down below. How do you feel about Taylor Swift and what was going on in her life? Of course, just looking about what's currently recently going on, this is if we want to ground it a little bit more, just instead of making it general, we could talk about what she was going through within the last few months dealing with her dad, and that could be the loss, and that could be what's getting her down, weighing her down, and feeling as though she doesn't want to be seen, doesn't want to be captured in public, doesn't want to be Taylor Swift the celebrity. She just wants to be Taylor Swift the daughter. So because of that, she has all that to deal with, and she feels like she has obligations and things to do and commitments and people letting down. So all of that she has to go through, and the subconscious mental mind games and tricks that you play on yourself. Knight of Swords, that can get you looping in energy, that keeps you in this Eight of Cups energy, that keeps you in a perpetual cycle in the past, always looking behind you and not looking forward. But that's okay, because there's everybody around her that's looking out for her, even though when she's down, everybody else is around. So I enjoyed that. That was very great, and that was uplifting. So with that being said, I hope I finally worded it right and put that final stamp of summarization about this reading. And I feel like I've gave this reading an energy of Taylor Swift some justice. And with that being said, please leave your comments down below. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. You really mean a lot to the channel. We would really appreciate it so much. Please and thank you. For real. Please and thank you. Subscribe, share. Anybody that loves Taylor Swift, anybody that's into pop culture, anybody that's into news, into tarot, into Travis, into Jason, into the Kelce brothers, anybody that's into all that, please share this video with them. Get our names out there. Please, thank you. That's more important after you subscribe and give it a thumbs up. So with that being said, I will see you sunflowers in the next one. Sunflowers.